Hello friends, in this video tutorial, we will show you how to add or insert new sub-user data into MySQL database. Under this Laravel Visitor Management System, and in the previous part, we have already learned how to load user data in the jQuery DataTable by using Yajra Laravel DataTable package. Now for insert data. First we will create link for go to add new user page, then after we will create method for load form for add sub-user form in the browser. After this, we will create HTML form for add new user under blade file. Next we will create another method for handle add sub-user form data. And after inserting of data, we will display success message on the web page. Next we will set the root for newly created method, and lastly, we will run Laravel server and check output in the browser. Now let's start discussing this topic. First we have go to subuser.blade.php file. And under this file, we have to create add button for load add new user form. So for this, here we have to write anchor tag with href attribute is equal to blade echo statement, and after this, here we have to write root method. And under this method, we have to write subuser.add, so it will make link for go to add method. And after this, in anchor text, we have to write add, so it will create add button. After this, we have go to subuser controller class. And here, we have to create new method with name like add. Under this method, we have to write return statement with view method. And under this method, we have to write add subuser. So it will load HTML content of the add subuser.blade.php file in the browser. Now we have opened add subuser.blade.php file, and under this file. Under this file, first we have to write @extends directive. So here add sub-user page is a child page, and by using this, @extends directive. And it will inherit layout of master page, so here we have to write master page name dashboard. And in child page, we want to create add sub-user page, so here we have to write @section directive, and under this, we can define a section of content, which can be end by this @end directive. Now between this, we have to paste this HTML code, and it will create blank layout for create add sub-user page. Now we want to create add sub-user form. Here we have to write form tag. And here we have to write method attribute is equal to post. After this, we have to write action attribute is equal to echo blade statement. And after this, we have to write root method, and under this method, we have to write subuser.add validation, so it will send request to add validation of subuser controller class. Under this form, first we have to write @csrf directive. This is a blade template directive, which will generate the hidden input field in the HTML form. And it will protect your application from cross-site request forgery attacks. After this, under this form, we have to create input field for enter name details. So here we have to write input type is equal to text, with name attribute is equal to name. After this, we have to write class is equal to form control, and placeholder is equal to name. Below this, we want to display validation error message for name input field. Here we have to write @if directive, and under condition, we have to write $errors variable with has method with name, so this condition will be true if name field has some blank value, and it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have write span tag with class is equal text danger. And between this, we have to write blade echo statement, and after this, we have to write $errors variable with first method, and under this, we have to write name. So it will display validation error for name input field. Same way we want to create another input field for enter user email address details. So for this, here we have to write input type is equal to text, name is equal to email. After this, we have to write class is equal to form control, and placeholder is equal to email. Now for display validation error for email input field, so here we have to write @if directive, and under condition, we have to write $errors variable with has method with email, so this condition will be true. If email field has any validation error occurs, and it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have to write span tag with class as equal text danger. And between this, we have to write blade echo statement, and after this, we have to write $errors variable with first method, and under this, we have to write email. So it will display validation error for the email input field. Next, we want to create another field for enter user password details. So for this, here we have to write input type is equal to password, and name is equal to password. After this, we have to write class is equal to form control, and placeholder is equal to password. Now for display validation error for password input field, so here we have to write @if directive, and under condition, we have to write $errors variable with has method with password, so this condition will be true. If password field has some blank value, and it will execute if block of code. And under this block, we have to write span tag with class as equal text danger. And between this, we have to write blade echo statement, and after this, we have to write $errors variable with first method, and under this, we have to write password. So it will display validation error for password input field. After creating all form field for add new sub-user, now we want to create one button for submit form data. So for this, here we have to write input type is equal to submit, and in class attribute is equal to button, and button primary class. After this, in value attribute, we have to write add, so by click on this button, form data will be submitted. Now we have go to sub-user controller class, and here, we have to write public function add validation method with request as argument. So this method will receive add sub-user form data. And under this method, first we want to validate form data. So here we have to write $request variable with validate method. This method will validate data, which we have to define in an array format. So in array first key, we have to write form field name. And in value, we have to write validation rules, so here we have to write required. In array second key, we have to write form field name email. And in the value, we have to write validation rules like required, email and unique. With table name users, so this field value must be required, and value must be a valid email. And email must be unique under this users table, so this are validation rules form email field. After this, in array third key, we have to write form field name password. And in the value, we have to write validation rules like required, and minimum 6 character. So here password field must has value, and that value length must be minimum 6 character long. If form data has been passed from this validation rules, then only it will execute other code. Otherwise it will display add sub-user form with validation error on the web page. Suppose this code pass validation rules, then it will proceed and execute other code. And here we have to write $data variable is equal to $request variable with all method. So here all form data has been stored under this $data variable in an array format. Now for insert data into users table, here we have to write user model class with create method. This method will save data in users table, and under this method, we have to define data in an array format. So in array first key, we have to write name, and value, we have to write $DataName variable. In array second key, we have to write email, and in value, we have to write $DataEmail variable. In array third key, we have to write password, and in value, we have to write hash class with make method, and under this method, we have to write $DataPassword variable. So here this method will convert simple text password to hash formatted password. And in array last key, we have to write type, and in value, we have to write user. So it will insert this data into users table, and here new sub-user data will be stored under MySQL table. Now we want to redirect web page to sub-user page, on which we can see all sub-user data in jQuery DataTable. So here we have to write return statement with redirect method. And under this method, we have to write sub-user. After this, we have to write with method with 2 arguments. In first argument, we have to write success variable, and in second argument, we have to write message like new user added, so this message will be displayed on the web page. Now for display success message on the web page, we have to go to subuser.blade.php file. And here we have to write @if directive, and under condition, we have to write session method with has method, and under this method, we have to write success. So this condition will check if session success variable has some value. Then it will execute if block of code, and under this block for display success message. Here we have to write blade echo statement, and after this, we have to write session method, and after this, we have to write get method with success. So this method will get value of session success variable, and it will display on the web page. After this, we want to set root for this add method, and add validation method of sub-user controller class. So we have go to web.php file, and here we have to write root class with get method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to write sub-user/add, and in second argument, we have to write sub-user controller class, and add method, and after this, we have to write name method, and under this method, we have to write subuser.add. So this code will set root for the add method. After this, we have to write root class with post method with 2 argument. In first argument, we have to write subuser/add validation, and in second argument, we have to write sub-user controller class, and add validation. And after this, we have to write name method, and under this method, we have to write subuser.add validation. So this code will set root for add validation method of sub-user controller class. So here our code is ready. Now we have to check output in browser. For this, we have to go command prompt, and run php artisan serve command. This command will start Laravel server, and provide us base URL of Laravel application. So in browser, we have to hit base URL, so it has display login page on the web page. So here we have enter admin email and password details. And after this, we have to click on login button, and after click on login button, then it has redirect us to dashboard page. Now we have click on sub-user link. And here sub-user page has load with sub-user data in jQuery DataTable. And here, we can see add button, so we have click on the add button. After click on the add button, here we can see add sub-user form has been loaded in the browser. Now first we want to check validation is working or not, so for this, we have to directly click on add button. After click on add button, it has display validation error on the web page. That means here validation working properly. Now we have enter form data one by one. So in email field, we have enter Peter Parker at the rate Gmail code. After this in name field, we have enter Peter Parker, and in password field, we have enter password. After this, we have click on add button, and after click on add button, here we can see that sub-user data has been inserted into MySQL table. And success message has been displayed on the web page, and here in jQuery DataTable, we can see that newly added sub-user data, with edit and delete button. So here new sub-user has been created. Now we have go to another browser. And here, we can see login page. Now in email, we have enter Peter Parker at the rate gmail.com. And in password field, we have enter password, and after this, we have click on login button. So after click on login button, here we can see that newly created sub-user has been logged into system. And here sub-user can view only dashboard, profile and logout link. So here in this part, we have learned how to add new sub-user into this visitor management system. In next part, we will learn how to edit existing sub-user data into this visitor management system.